And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a winning streak. Miami Heat victorious tonight over the Atlanta Hawks, 122-112, led by the man they call Boy Wonder, Tyler Herro. 36 points today on the night, and he was absolutely cooking. Hard to get more vision than this, than what Tyler Herro delivered tonight for Miami. 36 points, 13 of 17 from the floor, 4 of 6 from downtown, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. An absolute demon today. Doing it against Dyson Daniels, is obviously having a tremendous year, but had the absolute huge counterpunch to Trae Young, who was starting to get going in that fourth quarter. Trae Young hits an absolute bomb to make it 114-109, and Tyler Herro answers with his own, and the Miami Heat would go back up 8 points. That would give Tyler Herro 36 on the night. Trae Young would try and counter it, no good, and then Miami would find itself, Bam getting a turnover on Trae Young, Andrew Wiggins with a clutch jumper to put Miami up 10. Karis LeVert would come back, hit a 3, and then Davion Mitchell set up by Tyler Herro to make it 122-112, hit the Peppers button, and the Miami Heat have their first 3-game win streak since early January 7th through the 11th, when they beat Golden State, Utah, and Portland on the road. First home 3-game winning streak, and since the middle of December, when the Miami Heat were able to beat the Lakers, the Suns, the Cavs, and then they won another home game. It was a 4-game win streak. I believe their low one of the season, when they beat the Toronto Raptors. So a rarity for Miami, and a team that, of course, had lost 10 straight has now bounced back and gotten themselves 3 straight wins to close out the homestand before they go out to Philadelphia. This one tonight was a game that did not get out of the blocks fantastic. Miami would be down 10 after the first quarter and then would make their way back. Andrew Wiggins was a big catalyst in that, starting to hit them from 3. A couple of 3 balls from him. He would tie it at 41 apiece. About 7 minutes left. You have the Hawks calling timeout, and Miami would really start rolling from there, to the point where it got to a Karis LeVert bucket that gave Atlanta a 7-point lead, 55-48. Miami would then take a run from here all the way into the third quarter, where they would go on a 31-3 run. The first half, once again, capped off by a monster play by Tyler Herro. Got the steal off of Trae Young for a slam dunk. Gave Miami a 5-point lead, 60-55, going into the third quarter. Trae Young had a dozen. Tyler had 14. Andrew Wiggins had a dozen. Bam had 10.7 rebounds. And Davion Mitchell, who was an absolute demon off the bench today, a lot of great production off the bench today from Miami, would send Miami into the second half. Tyler comes out. He hits the 3 ball, puts Miami up 63-55. Zachary Richichet steps up to the line. He misses a couple of free throws. Free Chick-fil-A for everybody tomorrow for all those who celebrate. Alec Burks would then come out, and he would start hitting some big-time threes. Miami was in the midst of an 18-0 run to start the second half, then a 19-0 run, then a 20-0 run when Kel'el Ware would step to the line. Trae Young would finally get the Atlanta Hawks out of the blocks to keep going, but Miami would not stop. They just kept going. Tyler Herro with silky jumpers. Bam Adebayo got a big-time bucket to get Miami up 16 points. And then maybe my favorite play of the game that was not from Tyler Herro, Kel'el Ware, not his biggest offensive night tonight, but he did lead the Miami Heat in rebounds. But there was a sequence that he had, which once again just left you going like, oh man, this dude is a friggin' pterodactyl in a basketball jersey. Unfriggin' believable with what he's able to do. And tonight, he had a play where he blocks Dyson Daniels, and then he gets the Heat bring it back down. Andrew Wiggins takes a jumper. It's short, but he takes the ball, just stops it with the force of nature, and yams it back like a slingshot with his giant ass wingspan to the rim, and I'm just like, this guy is incredible. Incredible. Tyler Herro would follow that up with a 3-ball from Bam Adebayo, and Miami was up 21 at that point. They would get this lead to 81-58, a 31-3 run by Miami. Really, really, really impressive. Now, Trae Young would try and bring Miami back. He would get it to within 8. Kyle Anderson, who also had a fantastic night tonight, he and Haywood Highsmith would get a couple of big buckets. They'd make it a baker's dozen going into the fourth quarter, so they were able to withstand the run that was happening there from Atlanta. Thankfully, though, in the fourth quarter, it just felt like even with every stretch that there was from Miami, that there was from Atlanta, Miami had a big-time play. And the one that really stood out for this one was a big play by Davion Mitchell, diving to the floor, causing havoc. Kyle Anderson finds Haywood Highsmith for the 3-ball, and that would make it the Miami Heat taking a 12-point lead. Hawks would call a timeout. They'd come out, and Trae Young would respond with a drive and score and a foul off Davion Mitchell. But you just saw Off Night was just all over the place. He was bringing that energy, and he just had big three after big three after big three in this one tonight. Kyle Anderson just had his moments too. Slow-mo, very unsung through all this since he's been here, but Spo obviously trusts him, playing at his own pace, doing his own thing, whether it's setting his teammates up or just getting those baskets under the rim where like everybody's like, hey, is he going to do something? Is he not going to do something? He's, spoiler alert, he's going to flip it up and you're not going to be able to stop it because that's what slow-mo does, dude. He hypnotizes you. He lulls you in like a man soothing a cobra, and then all of a sudden, whoop, he's petting you on the back of your little hood. You didn't even realize it. You were a stupid snake hypnotized by this man. He's a snake charmer. That's what he is. Kyle Anderson is a snake charmer on the basketball court. Absolutely lovely with what he was able to do tonight. And it just felt like Miami, you had these moments where 2 weeks ago, Miami easily loses this game. A week ago, Miami loses this game. And you've seen a couple of times now where they've been able to finally put the demons behind them. And this Atlanta team, which has given them trouble this year, playing at the speed they did, we saw it in the first quarter. Tonight, that wasn't the case. Miami was able to really withhold it. Big-time plays, and you got it from all over the place, up and down. But certainly, Tyler Herro, game ball to him today. And then off that bench with Haywood, Kyle Anderson, and Davion Mitchell, just all doing tremendous things, always seeming like they're coming up with a big-time play to get Miami out of it. Kyle Anderson tonight finishes with 10 points, 4 assists. Davion Mitchell with 16, 6 assists. And then Haywood Highsmith tonight, 11 points, 2 assists, 2 steals. Just a great job by everyone there involved. And, you're looking at it right now, Miami is sitting at themselves. They've put themselves back into this thing where they got Philadelphia coming up on Saturday, then Washington setting up for a game in Boston. But, yeah, Miami now could be in position to be in a 5-game win streak possibly before they get to Boston next Wednesday and then come back home for some more action. But look, you got to give it up to Eric Spoelstra. He has said that we all thought that he was a kook. This whole better things, beautiful stuff is on the other side. He had felt, especially defensively, Miami playing a lot better. And while this was a hot and heavy played game today from Miami and Atlanta, and both teams shot well over 50%, Miami was able to come up with some pretty clutch turnovers and turn that into offense when they needed to. So it just felt like they always had that response. They were also tremendous, just very aggressive today. Tyler setting the tone with that at the free throw line. They got it 16-20, which dwarfed what Atlanta was able to do going to the line today. So that really was a huge difference in this one as well, because from the field it was pretty even, but that aggressiveness really dictating the big terms of this game tonight. So well done by the Heat. Back at it on Saturday. Goosies galore. Great game by Boy Wonder.